Gang leave hammer impaled in motorcyclist's helmet after attempted hijacking. Horrifying footage shows a motorcyclist, who was left with a hammer sticking out of his helmet after an attempted robbery, in the latest escalation of London's moped crime wave. The alarming footage was filmed in the wake of a violent bike theft attempt on the Hayes bypass in West A on Friday. The video was filmed by a Mercedes driver who got the man's moped back for him by bashing the robbers of their bike with his car. It comes in the same week a gang of moped scumbags, exposed by BGT judge Amanda Holden for threatening to snatch a toddler, were jailed for a total of 68 years. In the moments after the brutal attack, that took place at around midday, the Mercedes driver took out his camera to film the aftermath. Shocking footage shows the hammer sticking out of the man's moped helmet and the rattled rider standing by the side of the road. He can be heard in the recording saying, "There has been a fresh hijacking on the Hayes bypass just now." He points to the victim who is wearing a high-vis jacket and says, "This guy here got hammered and then we chased him and I smashed my car onto the guy's bike." The man's heroic actions led to the bike being returned to its owner. He continues and then showing the shocking sight of a hammer impaled into the man's helmet, he says, "They hammered him here." The video has been shared across social media, with former Scotland Yard Detective Chief Superintendent tweeting it out stating, "Shocking hammer attack on a motorcyclist on the Hayes bypass. A dangerous suspect must be found ASAP." In a statement, the Metropolitan Police said police were called at approximately 11:19 HRS on Friday, 17 May to Glencoe Road in Yiding following reports that a moped rider had been assaulted and robbed of his vehicle. Officers established that a male suspect had driven off on the stolen moped along with another man who was on a white moped after the robbery took place on Springfield Road shortly after 11:00 HRS. A member of the public pursued the suspects with the victim in his car. On Glencoe Road, both mopeds used by the suspects were later recovered by police. Both were found to be. December 31, 2017, gang used a stolen Range Rover to break to raid a clothing shop on Kensington High Street. They stole January 2018, 4 of the gang travelled to Redditch in Worcestershire and stole 3 motorbikes worth a total of £30,000 after their owner accidentally posted his address after advertising them on eBay. January 30, 2018, they target the same shop, using 3 mopeds to ram the front before attacking a security guard with planks of wood. In the 2 raids, March 22, 2018, the gang were responsible for the attempted theft of a media camera that was fixed to Putney Bridge to film the Oxford v Cambridge boat race. They successfully. April 2018, they raided 3 Kensington-based businesses, making off with thousands of pounds of electronic equipment. One company alone lost £83,000 worth of MacBooks and other Apple products. May 7, 2018, 2 of the gang were involved in an attempted knife-point moped robbery on Dolphin Street in Kingston. 3 of the men were. June 21, 2018, 4 suspects went to Kingston and stole number plates from a parked vehicle. They then approached July 19, 2018, police carried out a series of raids, rounding up and arresting the gang. The victim did not require medical treatment. There have been no arrests. Earlier this week, a 12-strong mob who carried out a series of high-profile raids around the capital were jailed after an intervention from Britain's Got Talent's Amanda Holden. Ms. Holden got involved after 4 gang members were caught on CCTV targeting her neighbor, Phoebe Rule, as she walked her little son home from nursery last summer. Bearded gang ringleader Terry Marsh, along with Stephen Weller, John McFadden, and his brother Isaac, tried to rob Mississippi Rule in the middle of the road, demanding, "Give me your rings or I am going to hurt your child." They were spotted by a group of builders who chased them off brandishing scaffold poles. The gang were finally rounded up following another raid, after a 90 minutes chase through 10 London boroughs, which ended when one pair slid off their bike while trying to take a corner at high speed. In one notorious incident, the gang attempted to steal TV cameras from bridges on the university boat race route before making off on mopeds. The gang were behind the theft of £170,000 of camera equipment used to film the Oxford and Cambridge boat race. All four were jailed at Kingston Crown Court last week, along with 6 other members of the 12-strong gang, who were also responsible for a string of high-profile raids across London. 2 were spared jail. 9 of the 12 had racked up 383 previous convictions for burglaries, handling stolen goods, car theft, aggravated vehicle taking, assault and robberies between them. The other 3 men had no previous criminal records. The gang's illegal activity first came to light on New Year's Eve 2017 after a ram raid on outdoor clothing company Ultimus Limited in Kensington using a stolen Range Rover and several mopeds. 3 were arrested last May after a high-speed police chase that lasted more than 90 minutes and spanned 10 London boroughs. Doctor who faces inquiry for asking a Muslim to lift her veil says he will quit after 23 years as a celebs go dating guru thought he was entitled to have sex with contestants and boasted to co-star. British grandmother Lindsay Sandiford says she now just wants to die as she faces being shot for. Mother of 2 is hauled before court after using Sarah's law to expose the sick past of the It's All Political British Eurovision loser Michael Rice's family and fans blame Brexit for Yobs leave grown men in tears when they smash up model railway exhibition stamping on exhibits Andorra. My boys have been robbed. Family's devastation after mother of 2, 39, died from cardiac arrest. Motorcyclist is left with a hammer impaled in his helmet in bike gang attack before hero Mercedes. Benefits cheat, 53, is given 958 years to pay back the £88,000 she defrauded from taxpayers while Darts star Raymond van Barneveld, 51, hosts snaps of Ibiza holiday with his new British girlfriend. I wanted to be a boy, says Fleabag star Phoebe Waller-Bridge reveals she would have jumped at the Queen of Shops Mary Portas splits from her wife after they spent 17 years together and became one of Iceland's hard left bondage punk Eurovision group faces punishment after displaying Palestine flags. Explosion targeting Western tourist bus injures 17 near new museum at Egypt's Giza pyramids. No wonder it's called Giddy Edge. Family dares to thousands of travelers are stranded as dozens of flights in and out of Manchester airport are